This is the Y'all Show, talk with a Southern accent from the country radio seminar in Nashville, Tennessee. We got a guy over here laughing at me, and I'm not gonna pick on him. This guy knows a thing or two about radio. He knows a thing or two about radio promotion. T.G. Sheppard is joining us, the pride of Humboldt, Tennessee. Hello, T.G.
How you doing today? First of all, I love the name Y'all.
Well, thank you.
I think it's ingenious, and I'm glad to be here with you. How you doing?
We are good to have you here. You're our first artist to be interviewed on the Y'all Show at the Country Radio Seminar.
Well, great.
So, and you're personally one of my favorites. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and luckily we still hear T.G. Sheppard songs on the country radio stations out there. And we want to give a special shout out here as we're interviewing you. You are from Humboldt, which is in West Tennessee, and our key affiliate, our first affiliate of the Y'all Show was WTJS FM 93.1, the talk of Jackson,
Tennessee.
And so what do you know about West Tennessee?
Are you kidding me? What do you want to know?
Well, tell us about Jackson.
Well, first of all, Jackson, Tennessee is home of the Miss Tennessee pageant.
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Yeah.
When did that change?
Just like 2 months ago.
We're going to have to do something about that.
You need to study up on your beauty pageant.
Well, let me tell you what. Well, and then, of course, Jackson, Tennessee is... I had a lot of friends there in the early years, and I used to play in bands, high school bands and stuff on Jackson. If you got a chance to go do a show in Jackson, you'd hit the big time.
Right.
And of course, one of my fondest memories was years ago, I saw Carl Perkins when he was playing in a club in Bemis, I think on the other side of Jackson,
just south,
Supper Club.
Highway 45 South.
Yeah. I snuck in and watched through the window. And, of course, I became good friends with Carl. And, of course, he lived in Jackson for a long, long time. So I have a lot of fond memories of Jackson, Tennessee. Wink Martindale, another dear friend of mine. Still associated with Jackson quite a bit. So I feel like I am from Humboldt, but Humboldt Jackson is where I'm really from.
So you're saying that you're kind of a three-way kind of guy?
Three-way. Is it still there? I think it is.
It's booming. So is Madonna.
I mean, and Madonna and Milan and all those. No, gosh. A three-way.
This is a small little community just north of Jackson.
Yes, it is. I hitchhike up and down 45, I think is what it's on.
It's one of those 45As or something crazy like that. Why? You know what it should be called?
What?
It should be called the T.G. Shepard Highway.
Oh, you know what it should? Let's start a campaign.
I'm all for it. Now, would it be okay for that to be in Gibson County alone, or should it be in Madison County too?
I think both.
All right.
You know, the strangest thing is, I never had a street named after me or anything.
Well, we're going to start right here on the Y'all Show.
I never did. And somebody one time, Geraldo Rivera said to me one time, he said, "You're the only country artist in the history of country music who has had any career that hasn't had something named after him." And I said, well, Humboldt's I said, Humboldt's a small town. But what they did do, when you go into Humboldt, Tennessee, where it says, welcome to Humboldt, the city limit sign, it's got welcome to the home of T.G. Sheppard. But it's a little low on the sign, and you can only see it in the wintertime when the grass is not growing up around it. Maybe one of these days we'll get a street.
Can you see it when they have the Strawberry Festival there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can. And that's, used to love marching in that high school band at the Strawberry Festival.
What did you play in the band?
Well, I wasn't that good. I played the saxophone. But I was so bad that they came in one day and said, we're going to bestow a very special honor to you. I said, what's that? And she said, the band director said, we want you to be the flag bearer. We want you to carry the flag, and that's a real honor. I didn't realize until many years later on that I was so bad at playing saxophone that they let me carry the flag so I could stay in the band.
Well, little did they know what would become of T.G. Sheppard. Of course, that's not your real name. How did you get the name T.G. Sheppard?
I actually just sat down one day and made it up. Bill Browder, of course, is my name, and people know me from Humboldt and Jackson.
Are there a lot of Browders in that area?
No, there's really not. I just sat down one day when I got ready to start
age?
Oh, gosh, 18, 19 years old.
I mean, there's the great story of Conway Twitty getting a map out. You don't
Conway and Twitty.
Yeah. but that's not the same for your
No, not with me. I just sat down and took a pen and wrote down a T and a G, and I don't know, Sheppard kind of had a good ring to it.
Which you got to make sure you spell it right, folks. It's not your traditional way. It's Sheppard.
See, I get it. You'll be surprised how I say it written down.
Well, I think they misspelled it in the Bible. Those Sheppard should have been spelled like your name.
I don't know about that.
We're talking with T.G. Sheppard. This is the Y'all Show with Jon Rawl, as we are in Nashville for the Country Radio Seminar, the 50th Country Radio Seminar. And T.G., of course, has had so many great hits through the years, so many great memories. And we've been talking about his native hometown of Humboldt in West Tennessee. But where do you call home now?
I actually live outside of Nashville, a little community called Hendersonville, Tennessee. The home of the Oaks and Ricky Skaggs and a lot of other great performers in that area. But no, my wife Kelly Lang, who is also a entertainer and singer and songwriter, was raised there.
Okay.
And so I gravitated there when I started dating her many, many years ago, and then we got married. But Hendersonville is my home.
Did you ever move to East Tennessee or to Branson at one point?
I never moved to Branson. I worked Branson a lot. But I did live in Knoxville.
Okay, I thought you had lived there.
And I lived in Gatlinburg for years. I had a home there, and I had a theater in Pigeon Forge for years. So I spent a lot of time up there still. I love it. I love the mountains.
Well, good. And we love your music, by the way. We got to talk about your music. Now, I wasn't kidding. This radio seminar may mean a little bit more for you than all the other artists who come to this thing, because you actually started out in the radio business.
Well, I did. And if I told you where, you wouldn't believe it. I actually, St. Mary's Hospital in Humboldt, Tennessee, had if you were a patient in the hospital, you had that little pack that laid next to you if you wanted to call the nurse or change the TV, okay? And it had a radio on there. So I talked the sisters into letting me do my own radio show within the hospital. So I went into the little room there and broadcast my radio show each week to the patients in the hospital. Wasn't a very big hospital, so at any given time I had anywhere between 10 and 15 listeners. There were patients in the hospital. But no, I worked in radio a lot, and of course took a lot of records to radio stations as a promotion man for many years too.
Yeah, like who were some of the artists you might have been promoting?
Neil Diamond, John Denver, Elvis.
So weren't you living in Memphis when that happened?
Yes, I was. I worked for Stax Records for many years. And we had, of course, Steve Cropper, Booker T and the MGs, and Isaac Hayes, and there was so many great performers there too.
Are you happy with what's happened with Stax in the last decade or so? They've gone in and kind of revitalized it.
I am. I'm glad to see that they have kind of brought it back, so you can go and at least see the history of the company. It's a really and truly an incredible thing that Jim Stewart and Al Bell did there.
Yeah. Well, TG, this is kind of a party here on the Y'all Show having you here. And if you don't mind, we're going to take a quick break here and let people hear some of the great T.G. Sheppard music of yesteryear. It's party time on the Y'all Show. Play that. Party time from T.G. Sheppard here on the Y'all Show. What's the backstory on that song?
Well, Party Time was actually written by Bruce Chanel, who had a big pop record years and years ago called Hey, Hey, Baby. He wrote that.
I heard of that.
Okay. It was jukebox record of the year in the early 80s. I forget what year, 81, 82. So it was one of those magical songs for us.
All right. Well, we love that one and all the other great songs. War is Hell on the Home Front, too.
Yeah. I had a lot of songs that were story songs.
Was that a hard song to get on the radio with the title having
hell? You better believe it.
Okay. Did you use your promotion skills to get it on the radio?
Yes, I did. No, at that time in my career and in country music, there was a very fine line about subject matter and words and songs. And I got away with a little more than most people. I really did.
Well, let's talk about what you're doing now. Are you still touring?
I tour extensively. I'm on the road doing at least 100 concert dates a year. I have just recorded and getting ready to release my first country solo album in 23 years. Be released in May. And I have a new single that just came out called I Want to Live Like Elvis. And it's a comical song. People can go to YouTube or Amazon or iTunes and hear the song. And I invite people to follow us on social media, too, on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. But I'm still recording extensively and touring extensively, doing television shows. My wife and I just filmed our first television special called Look Who's Coming to Dinner. Oh. And our first guests are Paul Schaefer from Late Night with David Letterman, John Rich, Gretchen Wilson, Mo Bandy, Charlene Tilton of the Dallas years, played Lucy Ewing. So we are doing a lot of TV and touring right now.
Well, you said you want to live like Elvis. I bet you somewhere along the line you ran into Elvis Presley back in Memphis.
Well, you know what? Elvis was one of my closest and dearest friends for 16 years. I actually lived off and on at Graceland for 7 years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And matter of fact, I was just with Priscilla a couple of days ago in Memphis because we lost a good friend, George Klein. Yes. And I was a pallbearer at the funeral, and so I spent a lot of years with Elvis. He was a very dear friend.
And of course, George Klein was a great radio guy.
Yes, he was,
and Elvis's best friend.
Yes,
going back to childhood.
Best man in the wedding. Elvis was in his wedding.
Yeah, so amazing stuff. Well, this is a show all about the South, TG, and we cover news, we cover politics, we cover sports, cooking. Why don't you pick one of those subjects you'd like to maybe tell the viewers and the listeners about that they may not know about you?
I like it all.
Do you?
You know, I'm not a cook, okay, but I sure love food.
Okay.
And I even told my wife the other day, we're getting ready to go to Italy. And I said, you know, I would love to study with one of the great chefs. Okay. I would love to learn how to cook and be able to prepare food for friends and invite them over to the house and do a meal. Sports, hey, I'm a football fanatic like most people.
Who do you like?
Oh, I like my Titans, NFL team-wise.
Right.
Jerry Jones is a good friend who owns the Cowboys. And so...
Can he sing?
No. Okay. He didn't have to with the money he's got.
Well, I thought with the money he might be able to sing.
Well, he probably could if he wanted to. But no.
You like the Cowboys too?
Oh, yeah, I do. I love Troy Aikman. I still support them strongly too. Yeah, I play Texas a lot, throughout the year and concert dates.
Right.
And but no, all the things that y'all is about, I love.
And you do say the word y'all?
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Because I get royalties on it every time you say it.
Oh, really? How y'all doing? No. I use it in text messages and in emails, and people will go, y'all?
Yeah.
Is that Southern? I'm going, yeah, because I am from the South.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
Gibson County, to be exact.
Yes.
TG, it's been a pleasure. We're going to leave the folks with another TG Sheppard to go to break with, but it has been awesome to talk to you, and we wish you the best. Again, the song is Elvis.
The new song is called I Want to Live Like Elvis.
I Want to Live Like Elvis.
And it's really his life story in 4 minutes. You'll get a kick out of it.
All right, and it's going to be a fun thing, and so we're looking forward to that. And good luck with you down the road and with your wife, Kelly, and everything else going on with TG Sheppard.
Good to see you.
The Y'all Show will be right back after this break.